everybody. This is Jyoti Mayekar. This is lecture 6 on investigating and manipulating materials in the nanoscale. In earlier lectures, we have seen the other three main components of scanning electron microscope. In this particular lecture, we will be looking at the fourth main component of scanning electron microscope, that is electron detector. Now, there are two kinds of electrons which come out of the coming out from the sample in scanning electron microscope. So first is the backscattered electrons. These backscattered electrons, they have high energy, being larger or lower than primary beam energy, and the secondary electrons which have energies of the order of few electron volt or less than few tens of electron volt. So this is a typical diagram of electron detector, where we use photomultiplier, Faraday cage, secondary electrons, there's the backscattered electrons, secondary electron collector, and all. Now, how the electron detector works. The most common kind of detector used in scanning electron microscope is the Eberhard-Thornley detector, ET detector. A scintillator material is exposed to the electrons. Energetic electrons upon impact with the material result in photon emission. The photons are transmitted through a light pipe. This light pipe, it may be just a glass rod or it is a piece of plastic. Now, how the electron detector works. Now, when these electrons are passed through the pipe, at the other end of the light pipe, a photomultiplier is placed. And the function of photomultiplier is convert photons to electrons through photo emission. The electrons can be made to undergo a series of collisions on surface, producing a cascade of electrons, and this is done so as to achieve a magnification of the order of 10 raised to 6. This would be the case when the primary beam is scanned over the sample at very high speed. Now, how secondary electrons can be rejected. A high positive potential is applied to the metal surface so that all electrons are accelerated to it so as to generate photons. The high voltage should not affect the primary beam, and for this reason we use Faraday cage. Now, this Faraday cage is kept over the scintillator, which is electrically insulated, and you can apply a desired potential between the range of minus 50 volt to plus 250 volt to the Faraday cage, and that results into complete rejection or collection of secondary electrons. Now, apart from secondary electrons, we have backscattered electrons also. So what about backscattered electrons? For collecting backscattered electrons, we use a other type of detector. Generally, we use solid state diode detector. Now, this solid state diode detector, it works on the principle that in a semiconductor, the electron impact can produce electron hole pairs if the electron energy is above a threshold value, which is of the order of few electron volts. So that same principle we use over here. Thus, when a high energy electron falls on it, several thousands of electron hole pairs are formed. The charges can be swept in opposite directions if a bias is applied. The charge which is collected can be then amplified and it can be then detected. Thank you so much.